It's not surprising that Yehuda's collection was seized by the Nazis because this was very common at the time, particularly after the Anschluss or annexation of Austria in 1938, when Aryanization laws were brought in, which meant that property was taken over by the National Socialists, and many people found not just paintings but businesses and homes were lost.
Hector was trying to trace living descendants of Yehudo in the hope of connecting them with the Academy in Vienna, who suspected the painting had been stolen by the Nazis. After searching through records, Hector had already discovered that Yehudo had a sibling who had died, but he hoped this discovery would lead him to living relatives.
He had a sister, Esther Epstein, who then married Isaac Alexander Kemak. They had one son, Harry, otherwise Hans Kemak, and then he came to England and married, and we were then able to find his two children from that marriage.
Once Hector had realised that Hans had become Harry and married Ruth Stein, he discovered they'd had two daughters, both of whom were still alive. One of them was Anne Starkey, and she and her sister were Yehudo's only living relatives.
I got a call to say that they'd discovered some oil paintings done by my great-uncle in Vienna, which were put in safekeeping when the Nazis invaded. They'd done some research and found out that my sister and I were the only two heirs as far as we know, and would we be interested in trying to recoup the pictures. I'm feeling excited, my sister's feeling excited, purely because of the fact that we'll learn more about our family history. Hopefully we will. We'll find out things that we didn't know. And hopefully it's going to be really, really interesting.
Now that Hector has traced Anne and her sister, the family are keen to find out if there are any other missing paintings by Yehudo. News of her connection to Yehudo Epstein has piqued Anne's interest in this part of her family. Since hearing from Hector, she's got in touch with art collector David Glasser, who is an expert on Jewish art. And today, she's come to see him to learn more.
Thank you very much. How are you? I'm fine. I'm here to find out about my great-uncle, Yehuda Epstein.
Your great-uncle was a very distinguished artist, and he painted particularly portraiture. He painted the scenes that he remembered around him from his youth, which was Jewish shtetl, Jewish village life. But once he became more emancipated in Vienna, he also developed that portraiture to become a portraitist, and that's how he earned his living. He would paint important members of society. This was his means of making a living, and in a very distinguished manner too.